Hello, everyone. Good evening. I don't know if you're live, but I think having a good indication my on my other computer. We're just gonna do a one camera live stream tonight because this is not really a bit serious, but I think this is something that I think is very important to discuss because if you notice, I haven't been active in the past few days. I was supposed to be, but another curveball uh, hit, and it's a good curveball actually. It's not really the debilitating one that I had in the past, but that's beyond me now. Anyway, as the title implies, we understand that the fourth of Dr. Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life states, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Come to think of it, the parable of the prodigal son in the Christian gospel, specifically this Sunday, on Laetare Sunday of 2025, could be considered an example of that. And you know what? I wanted to explain it on this live stream, but I'm being rude to all of you. I would like to introduce myself first. I am Ian Riñon, and I am basically the guy behind the Intrepid Ian Riñon channel. I don't know if I can still consider myself an independent alternative media practitioner, among other things at this point. But you know what? I'm still here. Okay. So that's what's very much important. And the reason why I am basically doing this live stream very randomly actually is because today is the 30th of March 2025, almost the end of the month. And the reason why I can't do it tomorrow is because right off the bat, I want to tell you some good news. After 229 days of being a bum, I'm back in the workforce. And that means I need to scale this back. Okay, the cat's out of the bag. So, yeah. And this is basically my reason to celebrate. Anyway, it's also something that's basically during the night, so I have to adjust my body clock about this. So, yeah, it's Sunday evening, but if you're like me, adjusting for the body clock, adjusting for the night shift, tara, kape tayo. Oh boy. Now, the reason why I am streaming live is not only because of what I said about comparing Jordan Peterson's Rule 4 of the 12 Rules for Life. If I can adjust the camera, it's that book. Yes, I have a copy of that. So, yeah. And, yeah. I really wanted to not really compare, but use that in the context of the parable of the prodigal son, because I have reflected over this day that there's a connection between it. Because as people, not just as a Christian, not just a Christian or as a Catholic, we tend to compare ourselves. We tend to compare ourselves not to who we were yesterday, but basically the reverse. Some to someone else and who they are today. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying not to be emotional here because the parable of the prodigal son really hits me hard because first of all, the story cuts both ways. It's not just about the younger brother who squandered everything he had in his inheritance, but it's also about the indifferent firstborn, the indifferent older brother who very much grumbled because he wanted to make his point that, well, he had it coming. My brother had it coming. Why are you celebrating? Right? And I have been reflecting about that parable for the longest time. I don't know if I've been reflecting about it far before or long before I started this YouTube channel. And I see myself both as The Indifferent Brother, and The Prodigal Son. I mean, I've done a lot of bad shit in my life. That's for sure. I've done a lot of bad shit. And sometimes it's not just easy to compare myself with others and what they do, and thanks as well to the environment that we commonly have, that we always compare with other people, or people who are close to you, comparing you to others. It sucks, it hurts, it's part of life, but there is a lesson that transcends all of that. It's not just about the principle of only you can reverse all of that, but it's also, for believers, the mercy of God. Basically, it's a both end perspective. You can only do too much. You can only do so much about your life, and that's something that I have realized myself. And in this past 7 to 8 months that I've been here at home, trying to get another job, trying to reset, trying to be better, and trying to do everything in my power to still live. It's uh I admit there are times that I really think I wanted to quit, but thank God I didn't, because I understand that this opportunity is not something that I really wanted. It's not really the ideal one, but I have to deal with the cards that I have. Basically, I'm just practicing what I'm preaching, that we all have to deal with the cards that we have, and work uh work with that to move forward. And this is the card that I've been dealt with. So I'll take it as it is, of course. And it's also a blessing in disguise, because I'm also discerning for in these past few months about redirecting or reassessing, maybe rebranding this channel, or at the very least reformatting it to something that's still characteristic of this channel, or still characteristic of my identity, not only as a person, not only as a YouTuber, not only as a content creator, but also as a person. So I am very much been doing that for the past few months, even if I'm still dishing out some content. I'm doing all of these live streams, testing the equipment and all that. And yeah, I really just wanted to take this time to appreciate all of you who have been listening to me for the listening or watching me in these past 5 years. And I guess this employment thing that I now have, I guess, is the best way for me to take a break in this process. Of course, it's a working break. It's not really the it's not really a full hiatus. I'll still be around if it's a very, very important thing, because not because I wanted to be on the loop, but I wanted to develop myself, and I'm just I just wanted to scale back, and that's the reason why I said that this is the circumstance that I am about to get into provides me that opportunity to scale back on social media, because yeah, it hurts that I've been here for 5 years, and uh nothing is happening. I kind of I kind of wanted to share this last week, because the gospel passage for last Sunday's mass was about second chances, and cutting trees down because they don't have fruit. I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to do that on for this channel, but I guess it's not chopping down that's the solution. I guess chopping down is not the solution, but um grafting or fertilizing, and it will take time. So maybe that's the reason why I've been reflecting on this matter about the parable of the prodigal son and Jordan Peterson's rule 4. I know I've been sidetracked at that point, but the problem about the indifferent brother, um for the most part, is that he has compared himself with his prodigal brother. That uh you're I am the one who has been working with you, and you're still rewarding this piece of shit. That kind of rant. And at the same time, the prodigal son, the younger brother, uh compared himself in his very saddest in his very unfortunate situation as a swineherd. And in the Jewish tradition, being a swineherd is the dirtiest work that there is. Uh, he has compared himself being a swineherd to the servants of his own father. He has contemplated that my father's servants have more than enough food to fill their stomachs, and yet here I am looking for scraps from the food that was supposed to feed the swines. Pigs, that is. So it does hit me hard. I've As I said, I've been reflecting on that passage for the longest time. Perhaps for a decade. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess this is one moment for me to not only reflect but also to discern about perhaps the future of this channel, perhaps the future of my own life, perhaps the future of my own ventures as a social media content creator. And yeah, I think I've said enough. That's basically the monologue that I wanted to tell you all um for this live stream. And since today is the 30th of March 2025, we might as well do the monthly recap. We might as well do the monthly recap here, because it's It's very much an eventful, very eventful month because a lot of things happened. It was on this month that Rodrigo Duterte was arrested by the International Criminal Court for alleged crimes against humanity. It was this month when a Philippine Air Force FA-50 fighter jet crashed in tactical operations in Mindanao that killed both of its pilots because an FA-50 and the KAI T-50 family have two pilots on board. And because of what's happening in the United States, a lot of geopolitical shit happened. Germany is trying to rearm. Canada has a new prime minister in the name of Mark Carney. What else? There have been moon landings. From private space firms like Intuitive Machines and what else? And Firefly Blue Ghost. Firefly Blue Ghost is the most successful lunar mission of 2025 to date. So, yeah, that happened. Okay. There have also been. I'm also checking out some notes here. There have also been some things that happened on social media. Hassan Piker was temporarily suspended on Twitch. It's unfortunate, but you know, it's Twitch is the Wild West at this point. So it is what it is, I guess. And then we also have some obituaries. One of them is Gold Dagal, a Filipino stand-up comedian, and the circumstances about his assassination because he was shot. There are a lot of speculations about it, but we will allow authorities to investigate this. So it's just unfortunate that a comedian had to be erased to talk about free speech, the freedom of expression, and all that shit. And then, of course, Pope Francis. He has been in hospital for around a month, more than a month. And last week, he was discharged from Gemelli Hospital in Rome. But his medication and his medical treatment will continue as he returns home to the Vatican. Then again, my perspective about Francis's health condition remains because again, he's already in his late 80s. He's been dealing with chronic respiratory issues for all his life. And I guess the only consensus here is we continue to pray for Pope Francis, whatever his fate may be. So I guess that's the only thing I can say about that. And in speaking of geopolitics, a very rare show of discontent from Palestinians in Gaza, because some Gazans protested not against Israel but against Hamas. And basically they're saying enough is enough, and the Hamas is just trying to prolong this war and all that, and the Palestinian people demand that the hostages Hamas have would be released. So somehow, uh, at the very least, these people are trying to wake up. Of course, there will be repercussions, unfortunately, but let's see what happens with that. And then, uh, last few days have been very much a buzz in a lot of newsrooms, not just here in our country, but abroad, because U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, I don't know if I uh pronounced it correctly. Basically, the Trump administration's defense secretary visited Manila and Japan. I think he had a 1-day visit in the Philippines, and then he flew to Japan to assure Asia Pacific allies that that the downsizing of the U.S. government would not uh, allegedly would not result in a backscaling or a downscaling of defense uh, defense commitments. The United States' defense commitments in the Asia Pacific region. So that's basically Hegseth's promise to the region. And then uh, last Friday, a magnitude 7.7 earthquake rocked Myanmar, which is currently in a state of civil war. It's a can of worms. It's a shit show. There are some foreign nationals, including Filipinos, who are in Myanmar for some reason. And unfortunately, it's related to criminal activity. So it really is unfortunate. It's doubly unfortunate for the country to experience such an earthquake. And neighboring Thailand also felt it, to the point that at least one building under construction in Bangkok crumbled and was destroyed. On last check, 3 were confirmed dead. There are several injuries, but the casualty count will probably rise in the next few days. Just so happens that one of my university classmates was in Bangkok during the earthquake, and she confirmed to me that that the traffic network in Bangkok was paralyzed, specifically the city's rail system. So in her experience, she had to walk around 8 to 10 kilometers from a place that she visited prior to the earthquake happening, back to her hotel. So it really is a surreal thing to even imagine it, and I'm actually looking forward to talk to her about her experience in Bangkok, maybe as part of the rebrand. I don't know. I really wanted to talk to her about what happened when the earthquake struck in Bangkok. What else? Stateside, in the city of Topeka in Kansas, basically the state capital, a satanic ritual was conducted. Basically, what people call a black mass, and there are several brave Christians, Catholics and Protestants alike, rallying at the Kansas state capitol, protesting this not really perverse, but this unorthodox or satanic ritual. there have been altercations inside and outside the state capitol. There's this one case where a Christian infiltrated the uh, service, and when he was identified as a Christian, he was he was assaulted by the Satanists and all that. And then outside the state capitol, a Catholic with gigantic balls of tungsten uh, was able to recover the sacred host that was supposed to be desecrated in that ritual, and basically made reverence and worship to it by consuming it. So thanks be to God, uh, the rescue operation was a success. So uh, that's all I can say about it. Uh, yeah, and then um in other religious news, or religion news, or Catholic news for that matter, there is an alleged miracle attributed to the late Australian Cardinal George Pell. He was, you know, he was a controversial person in Australia. But come to think of it, he was also a victim of not just misinformation and fake news, but outrightly persecuted for his faith for some reason. And a few days before he died, he basically criticized the synod on synodality that Pope Francis and some progressives in the Vatican and in the Catholic Church have been propagating. So I don't know if the Australian Church will be celebrating about this matter, or would be very, very cautious in advancing the cause for canonization for Cardinal Pell, especially because he was deeply connected with the papacy of the late Pope Benedict XVI, who died just a few days before he did. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens next on that one. And finally, Matt Carricker of Demolition Ranch has officially retired from YouTube. He started Demolition Ranch in 2011 as a regular gun tuber, basically a guy with the bang bangs, and he really wanted to move forward with his life, not only as a family man, but also with other things that he wanted to do. Originally, he was a veterinarian by trade, and for some reason he was since he's an American, they love guns, so he became a gun tuber, and he is one of the most famous gun tubers around, if not the most famous. And he basically pioneered a community of entertaining firearms content creators. And it's sad to see him go, because I'm not really a gun lover, but I really love to see myself firing some pistols or rifles or something. And I really wanted to get back to airsoft after a decade, I guess. But As we say in Tagalog, may oras para dyan. There's a time for that. And I guess I'll raise a toast to Demo Matt. Basically Matt, Doctor Matt character, because he's a vet. So basically, Demo Matt of Demolition Ranch. It was a good run, and we thank you for the content that you have done. Good luck on your retirement. And yes, I can say that everyone loves you, and we hope to see you offline. Because as you said, you will no longer be on YouTube. So especially those who are in America, I do hope that they would see you offline. Anyway, I'll drink to that. Cheers. And the night watch begins. Again, I am adjusting my body clock so that I will be awake at night and sleep asleep at day. It's the only way to do it. But I really do appreciate the fact that I can still do this, because I don't know what's motivating me at this point, because I really wanted to find my voice, and this is my way of finding my voice in what I have been through. I have to refine it, of course. If I don't, I will stagnate. And I have been thinking, or I've been discerning, that I may have been stagnating all this time. And that's the reason why I have announced earlier that I'm scaling back. Not necessarily taking a break, but rethinking my strategies for this YouTube channel. So I do hope you can pray for me for that, if you believe. And I would also appreciate it if you would provide some feedback in the comments below after the fact, if you're watching this after the live stream. So yeah, that's the only way of saying it. That's the only thing that I can think of at the top of my head. Anyway, I'm rambling too much. I do appreciate the fact that you are watching this up until this point. And with all that said, this is Intrepidi and Reñon reminding you to, at all times, be the salt of the earth and the light of the world. Until then, look alive, stay alive, be kind to yourself and to each other. And as always, thank you for watching. And from here in Intrepid HQ, I hope to see you next time. I don't know when, but again, I'm scaling back, so it might take some time. But I'll keep you on the loop. Don't worry about it. But for now, I'm here in Intrepid HQ. Good night, and see you next time. Ian out. Good night. Anyway, I forgot. I almost forgot. I did upload a new episode of the Intrepid podcast. Episode 18 is out now. I forgot to announce to you that it's out. Do watch it after this live stream. So yeah, please watch episode 18 of the Intrepid podcast. So I've linked it in the chat. I'll also link it after the fact in the comments. Anyway, sorry for the sorry for the last minute announcement. Anyway, Ian out. Good night.